No question about it. With knees, knee strikes as far as in the standing position to the body or to the head, great. Fight goes to the ground, you can knee to the body, you cannot knee to the head. Understand that if your opponent is shooting in on you to take you down, and you initiate a knee strike, it is a good strike. I don't care if your opponent has a sloppy shot and their knee scrapes along the ground, it is a legal knee strike. Is that clear to everybody? Once they've established themselves on the ground, now you cannot knee them to the head or face. All right? If you get put in a position, we'll say against the cage or something like that, and you know what? You decide that you're being forced down because you know your opponent wants to bring a knee up and you want to play with the rule as far as putting your hand down to the ground to make yourself a grounded fighter, great, put your hand down to the ground. You're now grounded, you can only be kneed to the body, you cannot be kneed to the face. Is he on the ground? Is he on the ground? Grounded fighter, can you knee him to the head? Just answer it. All right, it's perfect. We're good. So if you are that person in that, you want to put your hand to the ground, put it down there, but understand we're not going to let you play with the rule. If you put your hand down, you're grounded, leave your hand down on the ground until you decide to get up. And once you pick your hand up off of the ground, then you will be getting up. Don't sit there and try to, you see a knee coming, I'm going to try to put my hand down to the ground real quick to catch my opponent in a foul. Ain't going to happen. If the knee lands and you get knocked out, you just lost the fight. Okay, so don't play with it. If your hand's down, keep it down until you decide to get up. And once your hand comes off the ground, get up. We'll know if they're forcing you back down and your hand hits it. But once you decide it's time to get up, then get up. That's clear for everyone with the rule. Okay? Don't throw your opponent out of the ring or cage. That's nasty and not nice. We don't want to do that to someone. All right? When it comes to no grabbing the clavicle, don't twist flesh. Don't stick your finger into, if your opponent gets a cut, don't put your finger in the cut to try to enlarge it. That's not nice. It's not sportsmanlike. We don't allow it. Okay? Pretty simple. All right, when it comes to back of the head, you cannot hit the back of the head. Back of the head is what? Illegal. I like that. It's perfect. It is not. Yes, it is not what boxing is. Boxing cuts me from my ears straight down my body. MMA is 360 degrees, so you know what? We have a much more liberal, what is the back of the head? Use it. Come here, sir. The back of the head. This is the crown of his head. If you took a piece of duct tape and you ran it straight down, all the way down his spine to his tailbone, that's an illegal area for you to attack. That's going to be about 2 inches, 1 inch to each side of the center of his head. At the nape of his neck, which is basically right here, it covers the entire neck. From where that skull attaches to his neck, you cannot attack that area. So it's going to be that strip, it's going to widen out, and then it strips right back down. Okay? That's the illegal area. Thank you, sir. So, if you can touch an ear towards the top of the ear, you know it's legal. So if you have someone in a bad position, I'm telling you, start to target their ears. As long as you're touching the ear, that is not the back of the head under the unified rules. Yes, if you want to look and say, but that's the back of their head, you understand that. But it's not an illegal area under the unified rules. It's clear to everybody. If you are down there fighting, and you know what, you're in a bad position, and you have your opponents on top of you swinging, and they go to swing, and you turn your head, and they hit you square to the back of the head. Don't look at Eves, don't look at me and go, that's the back of the head. We're going to look at you and go, you're right. And you caused it. You turned your head as they were punching. I can't ask them to stop something in the middle. You're the reason it hit that illegal area. We're going to warn your opponent, so if you're the person that did the punch, you're going to hear us tell you, watch the back of the head, meaning we don't want you to come with a secondary strike to that area, because then it would be on you, because then you're targeting that area. Okay, is that clear for everybody? Everyone's got it? No problem with it at all. All right, when it comes to conduct of the bout, for us, if you take your opponent, let's talk about throws. Every throw is legal. It has an arc to it. All right. What you cannot do is you cannot take and do what basically a pile driver on your opponent. Meaning you're controlling your opponent. Your opponent shoots a lazy double. You stuff their head in the center, grab them around their waist, pick them up. I don't care if their feet are straight up, their feet are out, but their head is straight down, and you're in control of their body. You cannot take them and try to drive them straight down on the top of their head into the canvas trying to compress their vertebrae. That would be spiky. Another form would be if you did an Iranian lift. And instead of shucking them off and dropping them off, you pick them up and you have their legs, both sides of your head, and you grab their arm and lock their arm on you. There's nowhere that your opponent can go. You want to sit back and drop back, it's going to be illegal. You end up getting tossed out of the fight. That is spiking. Is that clear to everybody? It is different than if you put your opponent or your opponent puts you into a submission. If you get put in a submission, we'll say Eves and I are fighting, so we know that he's going to be winning, and he puts me in an arm bar, but I'm strong enough to pick him up and put his head straight down. I can drive him straight down towards the canvas because he is in control of his body. I am not controlling it, he is. He has my arm, and if he doesn't want to get put in that position, he either stops me from elevating him, adjust his position as I'm doing it, or let go of your hold. You're in control of it. You can change what's happening. It's not that someone's controlling you. If he puts me in a triangle and I can pick him up, I can bring him down any way I want because he has the submission on me. If he doesn't want to go for that e-ticket ride, then he needs to either adjust, stop me from getting him up, or once I've gotten him up, let go of your hold so you don't go for that ride coming down. It's your choice. Okay, there's a difference. That is not fighting. That's clear for everybody. Any questions about that at all? All right, if the fight goes to the ground, if you take the fight to the ground, we're going to say that you want to be there. What we are looking for is we're looking for you to do damage to your opponent. We're looking for you to try to do things that bring about an end to the fight. If you take your opponent down, he puts you in guard. If you're the bottom fighter, you put your opponent in guard, you close your legs, you are being nothing but defensive. You're stalling. You're wanting to hold on. Okay. Don't expect us to be standing you up because you want to stall. Okay? We're going to let that guy be on top of you for a while because you're the one trying to stall the fight, not them. If you're the person on top, we will give you time to do whatever it is you're trying to do. If you want to punch, you want to elbow, go ahead. You can't do anything for submissions. The guy on the bottom, he has submissions, but he's got to open up his guard. What we're looking for is, again, damage. If you go into your opponent's guard and you are doing damage to bring about an end to the fight, we will let you stay there for the entire round. If you are not, and you're doing the, I'm tired, I'm down here, you put your head to the middle of their chest, and you go body, body, head. Body, body, head. And we hear your corners, and that's great. Your corners are telling you, body, body, head, because it makes it look like you're busy. Great, whatever. It doesn't mean you're busy. If that's what you're doing, you're not doing anything to damage the fight. If we are looking at standing the fight up, we're going to tell you to improve your position. You got three choices when we tell you to do that. You can either pass your guard down low, or post up, meaning get yourself up and pass that way, or post up and start leveling punches in a sustained fashion. Do not go 1, 2, 3, back down and hold on. You do that, we're going to stop you, we're going to stand you up out of the position. Everyone understand that. We expect action. Obviously, if you give space, it's going to open up the fight. That means the person on the bottom, you have opportunities to do something, get busy. You on top, that space is going to give you opportunities. We're hoping that you're the ones that are going to open up the fight without us coming in and interfering. All right? If you don't, then we'll be standing up and getting the fight going from the standing position. Is everyone clear on that? If you get into dominant position, meaning you get into side control, you get into mount, you get someone's back. All right? If you're the person that gets those positions on your opponent, what we are looking for you to do is be busy. We do not care if you're going after punches, if you're going after submissions. That's your choice. It's your fight. Fight it the way you want to fight it. But what we are looking for is you to at least be busy. Do not start to stall. Holding on and slowing the fight down just because I got to a position that I'm tired, and you know what, this guy's been hurting me, I'm just going to hold on. Don't be in that mode. Think of, as long as you're busy, we're going to leave you in that dominant position. We're not going to just pull you out. If you're the person that has been put into those positions, don't sit there as the guy's on your back and you're sitting there baseball batting an arm holding on and going, he's not doing anything. Neither are you. Get yourself out. Don't look to us to do it for you. Is that clear to everyone? Okay? If you get hurt in a fight, you get hit with a shot, it puts you down. You decide to put your arms up as your opponent comes after you. Great. Defend yourself. What we are looking at and we're looking for is we're looking to see where the punches are landing. If they're landing mostly off of your arms. If they are, you're not going to hear us say anything to you. You're doing a good job defending yourself. Get yourself out of your problem. If they're not landing on your arms and they're landing on your skull and doing damage to you, going to be coming in and we're going to be telling you, move, get out, fight back. Okay? It's telling you that if you stay with what you're doing, we're going to end up stopping the fight. So if I tell you to move, get out, I'm expecting you to try to at least move your position so your opponent has to change what they're doing. Try to take away what they're attacking you with. We don't care if you're successful. We care that you're trying. As long as you're trying in that position, we'll let you go. It's when you don't try or you can't because of the position you're in and you're just accepting damage, the fight's going to come to an end. That's clear to everybody. Any questions about it? Okay? Submission-wise, you get put into submission, we will let you work your way out of the submission. All right? Do not let us see anything happen as far as damage. We see damage, we see a dislocation, we see break. Fight's over, it's come to an end, you're going to lose, and the doctor's going to give you a long medical suspension. So be smart. You know when you're stuck. I know when I get stuck. You know when you're caught. If you're caught, you can't get out. Let us get you out of it. Tack off, tell us, doesn't matter. Let us get you out of the fight. Okay? If you scream out in pain during a submission, fight's over. You just tapped. Is that clear to everybody? Everyone's got it. There's a difference between screaming and picking someone up with a grunt or that is not a scream. We're not going to stop the fight. But if you scream out in pain, fight's over. Okay? Any questions on that at all? For the seconds, you guys, you're there for your fighter. Talk to your fighter. Give them all the encouragement, instruction, whatever you want. Do not talk to the referees during the fight. If you do, we will stop the fight. We're probably not going to take a point from your guy, but we're going to make sure that you are out of the arena. Is that clear to you? If you want to talk to the referee between rounds or after the fight, say what you want to say. No problem. That's your time to talk. Other than that, keep your attention on your fight. If your fighter's mouthpiece comes out during the fight, you should have a bottle of water with you. Grab that bottle of water, have it in your hand. We will come over to you. We will have the mouthpiece at a certain point. We will stick it partially through the cage. Do not try to take it. Don't sit there and grab at it. Pour water on it. We will take it and give it to the fighter. The fighter, it's got fingers. You can put it back in your mouth. Is that clear to all the fighters and all the corners? Any questions about it? The last thing I want to cover with you is sportsmanship is listed in all kinds of things as far as fouls and unified rules. Unsportsmanlike conduct, flagrantly disregarding the instructions of the referee, attacking an opponent after the bell, attacking an opponent under the care of the referee, attacking an opponent in between periods, all these things. It all comes down to you are expected to act a certain way. You're expected to show sportsmanship and show that this is competition. This is not about anger. It's about a sporting event. Come in, represent yourself well, represent the trainers that work very hard with you, and represent the sport of MMA the way it is supposed to be represented. Do not do anything to embarrass the sport, the Ontario Athletic Commission, your name, your family's name, any of that. Be smart, act accordingly. If you get your opponent in a bad position, you get him, you have a rear naked choke, you've had words with him, you know he's going out, and all of a sudden he goes like this, and we come in and we tell you stop, and you say, oh, it's one more second, you try to hold it. You're not going to like the way it's broken, and I'm guaranteeing you right now, you're going to lose the fight. I'm going to take the fight from you. I will disqualify it, and the guy that you just put unconscious, he won. So don't be a dumb. Okay? Be smart and be a sportsman. This is about competition, not about anger. Is that clear for everyone? Anything I didn't cover that you guys want to go over? Best of luck to all of you. Have a great night. We'll have a good show tomorrow night.
No, nobody leave yet.
No. Okay. But I'm done.
Okay, guys, I'm going to let you know that every fighter's got an equipment examiner assigned to you. So when you have your hands done and they're signed by your equipment examiner, you don't leave that area unless that equipment examiner accompanies you. Here, fighters have to be clean shaven. You got to at least bring it down.
Honestly, yeah.
That's one of the rules that they have here in Ontario, right? Okay. So you got to bring it down, at least bring it down. You don't have to be totally clean shaven. When it comes to braces, there's no braces allowed. None on the elbow, none on the knees, none on the foot. Tape is only allowed on your hands, nowhere else. Is everybody understood? You guys got any problems? Talk to your equipment examiner. They'll come and see me. Good luck, guys. Enjoy.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yep. You're gonna.